Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Allotment of the Dead. So this is probably about 9 o'clock at night down the plot. Just finished planting my brassicas up, and thought I'd just give you a quick, I say quick, it might not end up being quick, but I'll give you a tour of everything that I've got going now, and you'll be able to see kind of exactly what I've got left to do. It's nowhere near close to being completely ready for this season. Still got a lot to plant, and still basically lots of space to potentially put things. So we'll start again as we normally do at the head of the plot here, and we'll go through and show you how things are getting on. Right, let's just switch you around. Okay, I'm going to try not to dwell too much on each individual thing like I generally usually do, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll start off here. So these are the grape plants. Nice little developing grapes there. Now for the last couple of years these haven't been very good. This is a Chardonnay grape. They generally get fungus quite quickly of late. The last couple of years have been pretty awful. The wife has always basically dealt with these for me. She's really good with grapes. Her grapes are fantastic at the other end. And I think at the start of this season I said I was actually going to remove them and replace them with some nice big blackberries, but it hasn't really happened. So I've I don't know whether to just leave these for this another season, take some cuttings of the blackberries at the other end of the plot, and then try again for next year, depending on how these are. Now these always go quite rampant. They always take quite a bit of cutting back, and they seem to go for absolutely miles when they're growing. So they could very quickly get out of control. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's move on to the next bit. So these are the josterberry plants. As we've said before, they are one of the earliest fruits in terms of soft fruits. Seems to have got a bit of fungus or something here. Again, it's probably that wet weather we've had along with the heat. Doesn't seem to be anything in the way of berries on this, and I think the reason was because I cut this pretty much back to the stump, and I'm actually surprised it's actually grown back as well as it has. So I might not get any fruit. This might be like some of the other soft fruits that kind of grow the fruit on the previous year's growth, but we'll have to see. I'll have to check the books and see if that is the case. Those people that are doing the single seed potato challenge, I have got, oh, looks like I've got some potatoes poking through. Let's get them covered up. So I've got something in here. I'm not sure whether this particular one will do any good. Not sure what number this one is. I'll have to try and figure that out. Can't find it, but not the best of plants, but the other two are doing really well. So that one there, none of these have really gone to flower yet. This one's probably doing the best by a long way. Still in their pots. I've moved them up to the head here so they get plenty of water, plenty of light, because the south facing, that particular lovely sky there, that's I don't know, it's maybe a little bit of a threat of rain or something like that, is south facing. So all that entire area is south facing. So this particular aubergine house we've got here is kind of south facing. So the lilies that I've planted, just waiting for the flowers to come on these now. Absolutely gorgeous plants are these. Again, lily beetle can do absolute tons of damage to your lilies, and there's no real way of getting rid of them unless you go start spraying stuff around, and I don't really like doing that. It's not something I have done, but again, they've decimated these as well. So these are the tiger lilies, and there's some bright red lilies in these. So hopefully we'll still get some nice flowers, hopefully. And I know sometimes they attack the tops of the plants here, so you're kind of getting that threading. But that's, I think, part of what the plant actually does. So we'll probably be okay. Hopefully we should get a nice show of the lily blooms. The one thing I will say though is the large Himalayan giant I think that's died again. I won't be investing in any more of these. It's quite an expensive bulb, and it's not really done me any good. Maybe if I put them directly in the ground they might be better, I don't know, but I think maybe they just get a bit too waterlogged and they end up dying. Right, the tomatillos are doing fantastic. You see these lovely little flowers on them. So again, Solanum species, so you get these nice kind of star-shaped flowers as you would expect to see on these, with a nice little centre. And again, they are setting fruit, so these are the giant ones. Hopefully, let's give them a bit. Oh yeah, there's a developing fruit in there, you can actually feel them. So they look a bit like Salis, Cape gooseberries, those sort of things that you buy in the shops. So this is the giant variety. Some ginormous things hopefully growing in there. So the fruit should actually get to that size. Should be nice, should be quite good. And then you've got the variety here, which, let's see if I can find, I can't find one at the moment. Right, there we go. So we get this again. This is a long variety of tomatillo, Di Malinka or something like that, when I planted it. So again, should be really quite nice. Oh, falling over. And again, this one here is a purple variety. So you get these kind of ribbed fruits growing on those. Okay. So the lilac seems to have gone over for the year. Flowers wise they've already gone, and the other plant I've got here, I can't remember the name of it, that's terrible. Weigelia, so that one's actually gone over flower wise as well. But again, they were really quite nice flowers. Okay, little alpine strawberry here, so you get these nice little tiny little fruit on them. This is probably pot bound now, so I'm going to probably transfer it into a larger hanging basket at some point. They have been in this probably for about 5 years now, as you can tell from the rustiness of the chain. I'm surprised it hasn't broken, but there we go. Right, into the aubergine house. So temperatures wise in here, they've got as far as 36, and I have planted the aubergines, so we've got them all in the ground. I'm going to give them another water probably tomorrow, they'll be alright tonight. And a new plant I've got here, I've done another video on this one on its own basically. So this is the wasabi plant, picked it up at Gardeners World Live at the weekend, so we'll see how that goes, especially one of the most difficult plants to actually cultivate, so we'll see how that goes. And my ricin plants, so these are castor bean plants, they need planting up into pots. Got some nice leaves and things on them already. Again, I don't want to leave them in the pots too long, because if they get root bound then it will kind of stunt their growth, so I don't really want that to happen if I can help it. The kiwi berry, it has actually put out some flowers this year. Didn't really set fruit or anything yet. I'm hoping there'll be some more flowers on this, but we'll see how that goes. And I've got this self-seeded cinnamon vine or Chinese yam, so you can see it going all the way across this nice thick sturdy vine. It won't last, it will probably die as soon as the first frosts come, but hopefully we'll get these nice little white flowers on it, which should hopefully give us that nice cinnamon smell. And the kiwi fruit, male and female, again growing quite well. It's going to be probably a few years before I get any fruit off this, but we'll see how that goes. Right, so let's move into the brassica cage. Right, so I have given it a good weeding, I have planted it all up, and everything is way too close together. Probably you guys are going to be going, ah! way too close together. They're all going to die. We'll see how it goes. Some of these probably won't survive, basically because they're quite weak plants. Again, like I said, I should have probably potted these on a good long time ago. And again, just to give them some protection, these shoe fly this year, Nicandra phallosodes. I think that's it. I'm going to get this wrong every time I say it. So the shoe fly, apple of Peru, should hopefully help to keep some of the white fly off the brassicas, but we'll see how that goes for the season. Again, still early doors, so we'll have hopefully plenty of chance to see how that works out. Right, some bags to take down the tip. You're always making kind of weeds and things like that. The tayberries are already giving fruit and very, very tasty. You get that kind of slight bitterness with the tayberries that you don't get with the raspberries and things like that, but that sweetness comes out at the end. So we've got the tayberries are the first to come in here, and I think I've got some loganberries that will probably be some of these other ones that are just waiting to ripen. Plenty of fruit on it this year. Okay, we'll move to the first poison garden. So these are the first aconitum in flower. So this is the wolfsbane, queen of poisons, and you get these lovely white monk's hood type flowers. So that's the other name for this plant, is monk's hood. And we've got a potted up poison garden here. So this here is bittersweet, so this climber here, a little bit like the potato vine in some respects, but this one gives nice little red fruit which the birds will eat, but toxic to everything else pretty much. And within this as well, you've got this henbane, absolutely gorgeous flowers on henbane. So that's the black henbane, and then I've got a white variety, which are these little tiny little flowers without the striations. Again, gorgeous, gorgeous little flowers. That's why I grow a lot of these poison plants, because the flowers on them are absolutely fantastic. So this is the acanthus, and it's absolutely run right in this bed. I might have to dig some of these out just to give the rest of the plants in there a fighting chance. But again, you get this nice spiky, this is actually quite spiky, can pierce your skin if you're not careful, so not poisonous, but yeah, enough to keep people away for a bit. And my dahlias are finally coming up, so I have protected them with this kind of mesh over the top. The pigeons absolutely love biting, pecking the really tender roots on these, tender shoots on these when they come out. Hopefully once they get to this size it's going to be less of an issue. We'll see how that goes. This one here is taking a beating. Hopefully it will come through, because these are absolutely gorgeous colours. So hopefully we should get, again, quite a show a little bit further down in the summer. Right, we'll go along. So the foxglove here has pretty much died off now, so it's gone to seed already. I'm probably going to dig this one out. I don't want this one seeding everywhere, even though it's quite a nice white flower. My carrots, there's plenty there. They're getting well watered. I'm watering them pretty much most nights. The thing about carrots and root vegetables, they do quite like a lot of water, just so that the developing root can get bigger. I haven't really come back to this very much, so it's still only 20 degrees in there. So that's my hotbed. Again, I don't think it worked as well as it could have done, because the manure I used probably wasn't fresh enough. Okay, so this is a problem. So you see here, people talk about ants, and one of the things that ants do, let me see if I can focus on this particular thing here. So you'll see these ants on the plant, And I think if you look really carefully, you'll also see aphids. So one of the things aphids do to the plant is suck the sap out of it. They'll make the plant weak. And the thing that ants do is actually they eat the sap that comes out the back of these ants, and they will basically farm these aphids. So they will move aphids from one plant to another just to basically keep their food source going. Absolutely amazing to watch, but an absolute pain once they get into a pot or into a plant. There's a good chance you can lose it. So I'm hoping I'm still going to get a flush on this. What I'm really hoping for is the ladybirds to move in. So if the ladybird larvae move in, then hopefully we can probably save this plant. That being said, the ants will basically fight ladybirds and other predators to keep their food source alive. So they will literally defend those aphids with their lives. I guess it's a foodstuff. It's one of those things that a lot of animals do. I think even the human species, we defend all of our cattle and stuff out on the moors. We'll shoot dogs and wolves and things like that to keep things alive. The lettuce I planted is doing okay. Again, I've had probably some slugs and snails in there. Again, I think everybody else is having the same problem, but I should get some nice lettuce off these when they get a little bit bigger. Plenty of weeding there to do. And the other little poison bed here, the euphorbia, is still looking nice. Even when it goes over and the flowers have gone over, it still looks a really nice, attractive plant. Right, we'll go into the other poison garden here. So this is the rusty foxglove, so digitalis. It's one of the almost more wild type kind of digitalis. These large belled digitalis have been made by crossbreeding. So these original ones are absolutely gorgeous. They're pollinated by different animals, different bees. So the large bumblebees and things will go into the large foxgloves, and these ones, it's the little bees and the little hoverflies and things that will pollinate these. Aconitum, so again, they've grown really well this year, and I think that's probably due to the amount of rain we've had. And the little purple squirrel aconitum doesn't ever seem to focus on this one. Let me have a look. Doesn't want to do it. Right. So again, these little tiny purple monk's hoods kind of thing. Again, a nice little pretty plant there. Another miniature species. The hellebores have gone well and truly over, so I'm going to give them a little bit of a tidy up over the next few days, just so that they look a little bit better. The corn cockle, self-seeded. Again, they seem to close up at night. You get that absolutely gorgeous little shaped flower, and then they open up throughout the day, and they collect that sun and let the pollinators in, and close up at night. Again, it's the seeds of these which is poisonous. Other small species of foxglove are this one. So this one's gold crest. Again, another really gorgeous little flower, really cute to look at. My alum, the Lords and Ladies, I should have planted that. I haven't planted it yet. It should be okay, so I'll get that in the ground. It's looking a bit knackered now. And again, we've got another little digitalis here, so have a look at the little cute little flowers on that one. So this is called Spice Island, and it's really pretty. These little flowers are gorgeous. Again, smaller varieties of bees and things will pollinate this. Right, we'll go round. So I've dug this ground, so this was the bit that probably knackered me back. I did plant some cucumbers, and the pigeons have decided that I'm not going to have any of those this year. Again, rookie mistake. I should have covered them as soon as I put them in. but we'll see how that goes. Right, we'll go over to these here. So these are some beans. These are more of the French bean kind of types. So we've got the Independence bean here. So these were the seeds that were sent to me from Poland. I think it was by Paula, so thanks again. I've got a few plants here. Hopefully we'll get some nice beans off this, and I'll be able to keep them going. Purple Queen, so this is a purple variety French bean, and we've got the Dragon Tum beans there, which again I planted last year, and they've got some absolutely gorgeous looking pods on these. I say pods, I think it's bean, yeah, I think they're called pods, aren't they? Bean pods. So they've got some absolutely gorgeous bean pods on those. You can eat the beans, and you can also eat the actual pods itself, like a runner bean. Right, into the bed over here. So this is the cola plant, again doing really well. It looks absolutely bedraggled in the winter, absolutely died back completely. So a member of the wormwood family, so it's the same family that you get the plant where you get absinthe from. So this one smells of Coca-Cola, really nice. And the garlic chive, still doing okay there. I've got lots of little lights everywhere. Reason being is they attract the pollinators, the bees and the moths of an evening. Some of the plants that we grow are pollinated by moths of an evening, so absolutely fantastic way of bringing in the pollinators to your plot. So these are my mixture of sunflowers. Again, these were quite leggy when I put them in, and I've planted them all in the same place. You could dot these around the plot, but you've got a problem potentially when you plant a sunflower anywhere. The reason is that they've actually got a chemical in them that will actually stop the things around them from growing. So if you were to plant these next to beans, the beans wouldn't do very well. If you plant them out next to anything, the thing that they're basically planted next to won't do very well. Right, we'll move into the new build. So this is my strawberry bed. I am getting some strawberries. Again, I'm trying to wrestle these. There you go, you see, slugs are absolutely pain in the bottom this year. I'll give that a wash before I eat that. Okay. Right, we'll go into the new build then. So we'll show you what's going on in here. So these are the jicama plants. So I grew these last year. I need to pop these on into a bigger pot, and hopefully we'll get some jicama off these at the end. Still got some things to go in the ground here. I think the patchouli maybe have gone over a bit, so this is bought stuff. And the lettuce needs to go in the ground as well. The olive plant, so this has gone to starting to go to flower, but again you get that really strong smell of olives off this plant, really nice. The vertical garden is a little bit mixed at the moment, so I think the things that will do well in here are things like thyme. So the thyme is going to be okay because it doesn't need a lot of water, but I think anything that needs quite a bit of water, so your sages and things like that, potentially they're not going to do very well on here, I think. And I think I've made the decision not to put my basils in there as well. So my basils are all here, variety of different kinds, different smells, flavors, those sort of things. So I'm going to put all those into the bed here. So I'm going to make a nice little basil bed, a bit like my mint bed over there. So these are all different flavored mints and things like that. I've got some thyme at the bottom, some of the apple sage and things like that. But again, the mint in here has gone absolutely mad. Probably need to take some of this, chop it down a bit. I've got some of my melons still, so they need to be planted. I don't know whether to put these in a pot, put them in the ground. I have put some in hanging baskets already. I'll show you what I've done with those. And my tomatoes are still in pots, basically because I need to clear the ground that these are going to go in. I'm really hoping I can do that soon, because if these get kind of too far along, they'll get stunted and will not do very well at all. So yeah, I need to get those in the ground. Right, let's back out of here and we'll go over to the beans. So these are the runner beans I planted, interplanted with courgette. So two of the Three Sisters. Three Sisters method of planting is the Native American way of doing things, and they generally will use sweet corn, courgettes or squashes, and then they'll use the beans. So the beans will grow up the sweet corn, and the courgettes, the leaves on those will protect the ground from the weeds and things. So I've planted them close, but hopefully they'll get some good produce from these. So the beans, since I put them in the ground, have been doing quite well. So these are the pole beans, ones that basically will grow up a particular structure. Again, variety of different ones, and same over here, and then more runner beans. Okay, the sweet peas, again, the colours are absolutely gorgeous, and the smell here, when you're working over in this area, the actual smell you get off these is absolutely gorgeous. Got a few more there to go in, and I'll plant those over this next week or so. Again, it's probably not as many as I was hoping to get, but I've got a show. They'll do all right, and hopefully we'll be fine. The laburnum I've got here, it's growing nicely now. So this was pretty much a twig at the start of the season, but it's put on quite a bit of growth in a short period of time. I'm hoping the cold don't do this any harm, but we're starting to get these nice droopy leaves and things now, which you kind of get from the plant. They call it the chain of gold plant as well. You get these nice rhizomes of gold flowers. Now I've planted up the baths, so these are all spring onions and Welsh onions, so a good mix in there. A couple of different types, and there's a couple of different sowings as well. So the ones at the back are a little bit older, so hopefully we'll be able to harvest those soon. And we'll go on to here, dotted amongst the footprints, which might be foxes or it might be cats. I'm really hoping that they don't come digging in here, because I've tried here to plant some fennel. Didn't have any luck with it last year, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get some decent fennel this year. We'll see how that goes. So this is the area that I'm going to be planting the tomatoes. So I've got a bit of digging to do. I don't really fancy digging because my back is not the best at the moment. But we'll see. I think I'm one of those people that once they get it in their head that to do it, they'll do it. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. And again, this is the pumpkin patch. I'll show you the pumpkin plants when we get into the polytunnel, but there's still quite a bit of work here to do as well. That bed's okay. I need to feed them with manure. I've got some bags of manure which are kind of well rotted and things, but the self-seeded spinach and stuff has come out a long time ago, and I've cut back all of the chard and stuff that was growing on the side here. There's going to be some self-seeded raspberries. I say self-seeded, these are actually growing runners from basically my neighbours here. So he's had these for a long time, absolutely years, and they don't ever stay where you put them. They will always try and spread. So I'm surprised he's managed to keep them in the one place, but well, I guess he hasn't, because they're coming over to mine. So we'll have to deal with those. Right, we'll go over to where the blackberries are. So these are ginormous blackberries, so the fruit's already coming on them. Gonna have a lot this year, and these are absolutely really tasty. Also got the new canes for next year. So this, again, same as the tayberries and loganberries. The developing canes that grow this year are the ones you tie in for next year. So potentially these will hopefully be some really nice sturdy branches that we can actually tie in, and we'll get some really decent fruit like we're getting this year. I'm amazed at actually how many blackberries we're actually going to get on these. Absolutely laden. I'm hoping I get these before the birds. but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to harvesting these because they are really tasty. Right, we'll move in. A little bit to go now. So this is the mulberry. I have seen some developing fruit on here. So we've got some weird kind of looking things there. Probably need a bit of a water. Not got any issues, I don't think, with it, but here we go, some more developing fruit there. It's difficult to focus now, I think it's getting a little bit darker now, but we'll see how it goes. Right, into the polytunnels. We'll show you these few and then we'll call it a night. Right, so it's probably getting on for probably 9:30 now. So this is the polytunnel that's got all of the habanero type chilies. So these are all the Chinese varieties, the ones that will potentially probably grow a little bit slower, but hopefully we should get some decent pods off this by the end of the season. These are the ones that you really have to try and get in the ground quite get into at least sown quite early. So I started these in January just to try and actually get that long growing season, so you get some really nice decent pods in the season. I'll show you what's going on in the pots. So we've got a couple of glory lilies growing either side, so we'll train these up and along, so that's doing really well. Again, this is another poisonous plant, potentially can poison humans as well, this one, not just cats. This is the tree tomato or tamarillo. I actually thought this one was starting to grow back, but I'm not so sure. I think I might have had a bit of damage on that again. It was trying to grow back. I think the slugs have got it originally, but we'll see what happens. So the tamarillo again should give some nice fruit on this one that is edible, so we'll see how that goes. The narangilla, again, this is a Peruvian fruit, Solanum species, again absolutely lethal leaves, same as on the aubergine in some respects. Nice fairy leaves though, really nice. My ricotta peppers, so these are the peppers that have got the black seeds in them. They grow quite large fruit on these. Again, I've tried putting them in a pot to try and overwinter them this year. Not sure how successful that will be, but we'll see. Some more datura plants planted up, which are what these are as well. So these are the datura here. Nice big plants, so we should get some nice, really nice flowers on these. And the brugmansia over there, which is its cousin basically. Similar plant but not the same. The cucumbers I've put in here are doing well now. Took them a while to get going, but they are actually growing now. So this is one of the first baskets of melons. So these are really small varieties, so it's just sugar baby bush melons. They won't grow very big, probably 10-15 centimetre melons, so I'm going to actually train them across the top of the polytunnel here, again interplanted with the nasturtium, just to again keep the pollinators going, keep them interested in the melons. So there's 3 different melons, so there's 3 different hanging baskets of these melons. Right, plenty going on here, so there's more basil, so these will go in with the rest of the basil when I plant that up. We've got the mimosa, which has done really well down here since I bought it from the from home. They've done really well. We've got the wonderberry, again another Solanum species, but this one gives nice little black fruit, which poisonous when they're green, but you cannot eat them when they're black. So hopefully we'll get some decent sized plants off these. We'll see how that goes. And the cilantro is finally growing a little bit, so I'm going to pot these again into the herb garden in the new build. So hopefully we should get some, again, nice decent plants and get some nice decent produce off these. Dotted around, so these are all the squashes waiting to go out, so lots of squashes. They got a little bit of yellow in there as well, so I'm going to have to pop these on, I think, before they go out, or I'm going to have to make sure that that area at the bottom of the plot is ready for these to go in. Again, more herbs, so epazote and sorrel, ice plant, perilla, and then we've got the summer savoury and winter savoury in here as well. So again, these will be planted into the new build, into the herb gardens in there. And again, more brugmansia, so again, hopefully they should grow quite well. The little tumbling tom tomatoes that I got from Deb's, doing okay. Yeah, the first tomatoes I've got planted, and they're doing okay. They'll be fine. We should get hopefully some nice little tumbling tomatoes off these. And the chillies. So the chillies are doing really well, albeit quite slowly. They're growing quite slowly, but they're getting the flowers and they're getting some fruit on some of these as well. I don't know whether you guys have noticed these things that I've actually got put in the ground here. There's another one over there. They're quite shiny. They take up the light during the when the sun's out, and you get kind of given out at night and throughout the day. Again, these will help to bring the moths into the areas that you want pollinating. Moths are another pollinator that people just generally don't remember, that can do a really good job other than the bees. It's not just bees that pollinate. These particular things are called sun catchers, and again we've got these ones in here from Gardener's World Live, from a place called Suncatcher .sco, I think. So it's a Scottish company. I'll put it up on the screen, so go and have a look. They potentially, I think these 5 were £30, and they last forever. They're plastic, but they do a really good job because they do bring these pollinators in. But I think you'll see the chillies are doing great still. Plenty of chillies growing. Okay, we'll move into the other polytunnel. Just this last bit. I've got the lights coming on now. They've just started coming on. You can see in there. Right. The nasturtium and things like that are doing really well in here. Planted up baskets. So again, these will help to bring those pollinators into the polytunnels. Right, so we've got plenty of these chillies. So these are the annum varieties mostly. There is some chinense and stuff mixed in with these. But again, these will grow a little bit bigger than the chinense varieties, more quickly. And if you can see there already, you've got some Buena Malata chillies growing there. I'll do a bit more of a video on these as to the actual fruit that's grown on these, because there's quite a few already. You see that another one there. Nice little plants. Hot wax already got fruit on it. So again, we're getting these nice little pockets of fruit and things already. Okay, we'll go over to here. So this is the again, these ones here were from about 3 years ago. Like I say, that shininess that you get on them, they come in a variety of different colours. They again do really well. So these here are the space chilies, interspersed with the marigolds. That's hopefully keep some of the horrible bugs off. So we've got the developing space chilies growing there. Plenty of fruit grown on these already. Doing really well. I'll just show you the vampire chilies before I close down on this one because it's getting quite dark now. So this is Count Dracula. It's the first of the vampire chilies to actually set the fruit. So yeah, doing really well. Right. Okay, so that's kind of where I am with things at the moment. I know I've still got plenty to do. Actually, one second, I haven't shown you something. Let me show you my hairy balls. Okay, so this is some I planted up today. Again, this is the white henbane, and right in the middle there, this one plant here is hairy balls. I'll put the Latin name on the screen so potentially you'll be able to find it, because if you go searching on the internet for hairy balls, you might come back with something probably different than what you're looking for. It's a plant that's used quite often in flower arranging and stuff though, so quite an interesting plant to have. But again, it's a poisonous plant as well, so it actually fits in with the allotment of the dead. Right. Okay, so that's the tour done. Kind of mid-June now. It's kind of I think it was about the 14th, 15th of June. No, it isn't. It's the 17th of June. I've been signing 17th all day today. I'm surprised I've forgotten. So 17th of June, and hopefully a lot of the things that are growing here should hopefully now really take off. Now I've got things planted in the ground. Fingers crossed things will hopefully improve with the rest of the season. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping my back withstands the rest of this season. I've still got that digging to do to get them tomatoes in. That's my next thing really I need to do. I've got my brassicas in, I've got my beans in, so I definitely need to try and get those tomatoes in. I don't want to waste the season for tomatoes because I've got some really nice varieties this year. Right, so that's the tour for tonight. I think it's probably nearly 10 o'clock now, so I'll sign off now, and we'll see you on the next video. So all the best, take care, bye bye.